Good evening, America. I'm Isaiah On, and here now is the story of Fletcher versus Peck, brought to you by Austin Johnson.
On May 14, 1803, Robert Fletcher, a man who wanted to buy some land, bought $3,000 worth of land from John Peck. That is approximately 13,000 acres. The 1795 land grant of Georgia allowed 35 million acres of land. All but one person that was part of the Georgia legislature was bribed to let this grant pass.
Preach, brother, preach!
This covered land from Mississippi and Alabama, which involved land around the Yazoo River. In 1796, they repealed the Yazoo Land Act and made a law that voided transactions. This means the land was not put for sale. Today, we are here to interview Robert Fletcher and John Peck.
Hello, how are you, Mr. Fletch?
The name's Fletcher. Robert Fletcher.
Haha, okay. What were your first impressions of the land and John Peck?
Well, I thought the land seemed cool. There was a lot of land, man. Anyways, John Peck did seem legitimate at first. Or was he? Anyways, in the deed that he gave me, he stated that all the previous transactions of the land were legal, not illegal.
In 1796, did you know that the Georgia legislature repealed the Yazoo Act of 1795? And when did you buy the land?
I did. Basically, the Georgia legislature avoided any transactions that occurred after they installed this act. Therefore, if anyone makes any transactions of this land, it will be illegal. Thus, I bought the land in 1803, and apparently Peck after the Yazoo Act was passed. I could go to jail for this. Do you like jail?
Maybe.
Baby. Well, I don't like jail, and I don't want to go there.
Okay, thank you for your time, Mr. Fletcher.
Oh, no problem. I love you.
How are you, Mr. Peck?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking.
Good.
If you knew that the land was voided, why did you sell it to Mr. Robert Fletcher?
Alright, so the first person that bought the land bought it legally because of the Act of 1795. Therefore, it was a legal purchase and he owned the land. Because he owns the land, he has the right to do with it as he pleases, which was sell it to me. And so therefore, I bought the land legally, and then I sold that land to Fletcher legally to him.
Who do you think will win this case?
I believe I will win because I purchased and sold the land through a legal contract.
America.
So this legal contract, was it voided? And now, Robert Fletcher and Mr. Peck are in the same room together, debating.
Robert Fletcher.
Mr. Peck? Fine. I want my money back.
I sold that land to you legally.
No, you didn't. Due to the 1795 Act of the Yazoo Act, Land Act, that was repealed by the Georgian legislature in 1796, that land is considered illegitimate, and I could go to jail for that.
No, you couldn't. Okay, look at it this way. Some guy bought it after 1785. He then sold it to me. He bought it legally, which means it was his land. He can do with it as he pleases. He then sold it to me legally because it was his land, and then that means it's now legally my land. I'm now selling it to you legally because it was my land, so now it is legally your land.
I want my money back now.
No.
Don't make me slap you.
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 Rock, paper, scissors, slap you. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Entering Supreme Court Justice John Marshall.
Book of Justice, please. A land grant is a valid contract and cannot be repealed even if corruption is involved. The issue present is if the Georgia legislature of 1796 could rightfully repeal lands granted to people through the Yazoo Acts. Therefore, the court now decide that Peck shall win this case.
Yeah.
Order in the court. The significance of this court decision is present in the fact that this was the first time a state law had been overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court. This decision occurred on March 16, 1810. Hello, how are you, Mr. Fletch?
Name's Fletcher. Sure.
In 1796, did you know that the Georgia legislature repealed the Yazoo Act of 1795? And when did you buy the land?
Yes, I did know that the Georgia legislature bought the act. Repealed.
In 1796, did you know that the Georgia legislature repealed the Yazoo Act of 1795? And when did you buy the land?
I did. Basically, the Georgia legislature voided any transactions. Y'all give me like.
Hello, I'm John Martin. The Book of Justice, please. The Book of Justice, please.